All right, and welcome.
Hello.
First ever episode
Of This Place Sucks.
All right, we're back. We're in full action, full effect. 2 full-fledged, no cursing first couple minutes. Rigor mortis in the stick of mortis, if you know
Hell
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
dude. I
We're
got my
riled
hog
up.
out.
We're sporting chub. I think you can get away with saying that.
We're Herbie fully loaded.
This place sucks. Never mind the obscure curio. This place sucks. All right, never mind the butthole. We're back, baby. We're back, but we're in a different action.
Yeah, all new show.
New show, man. New frontiers. New subject matter. New studio.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be another one coming in a couple months when I get my garage cleaned up. But yeah, this is the new show. If you're a fan of the last show, it's still going. There's a few public episodes. It's gonna stay public for probably another 6 months to a year, but then it's going Patreon only. The first 100 episodes of The Obscure Curio are only on Patreon. I don't know if you even knew that.
I did, because I follow Obscure Curio on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
And there's only a couple episodes on there.
That's right. But this is the new show. If you're
a new show.
Here, welcome.
Yeah.
Introductions. I'm just some guy. Some people call me Clydesdale Bonestaff. Some people call me Jim Bob Hotep. Okay, some folks call me the White Indian, the Mudslinger, the Mississippi Hash Brown, and then we got the Wampus Cat.
Yeah.
He's known for a couple things: packing schmeat, sleeping 1 hour a night, and pooping standing up.
Yep.
All right, so we're just a couple of regular fellas with enormous hogs.
Yeah.
And we got a new show going on. We're going to have interviewers with some punk rockers, some wrestlers, some
anybody
other
and everybody, really.
figures.
Anybody
we
we
our
can,
buddies
yeah.
on.
Yeah, friends, family,
We're kicking it.
everybody.
We're kicking it into full effect.
Yeah, we're going all out.
We have big plans. I've been hinting it on the other show that we had something else going on. New podcast that's going to be... there's going to be companion media to this new podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, I needed to do something a little bit different. The Obscure Curio was one thing, and we couldn't add the new stuff we were wanting to do to that new thing. There's going to be other video elements. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're listening to audio only, subscribe there, but also go subscribe on YouTube.
You're going to fucking love it.
Yeah, and then there's going to be Patreon content.
You're going to love all
well.
of it. You're going to buy the t-shirts. You're going to buy the stickers. You're going to buy all of it. It's going to be great.
We're excited about it, dude.
I'm excited about it, too. I'm excited to be here.
Let's shake off the... We record all the time, but having to make one that's like your first of a new show, it's like starting
I'm just
all
shaking
over,
it off,
dude.
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You sound like, speaking of Hotep, that was a very Bubba Hotep ass noise you just made there. We were shitting on Elvis earlier today, dude.
Yeah.
Not an Elvis guy. Not an Elvis. I mean, I get why people liked him, but I'm not an Elvis guy.
Well, as I was telling him earlier, because somebody had commented on my TCB tattoo the other day, and granted, I get that Elvis was very problematic. He was a piece of shit, but I've always viewed Elvis like the stage presence. I just always kind of viewed him as a character. I didn't really view him as like...
For sure, and we talked about that as well.
I always just felt like he was playing this dude on stage, because I always say my favorite Elvis was like the fat, bloated Elvis with the thick sideburns, pissing in his
on stage
jumpsuit, sweating, just fucking
pass scarves out to women all night.
Like
It's just
that was cool.
Never my thing music wise, but he's just a long line of like rock stars who either fucking were banging underage chicks, or they were stealing their musical ideas, or they were this or they were that.
Yeah,
everybody sucked back then. And the thing about like old Hollywood and fame is that like this was the first group of people that were able to just like cast themselves into wealth and notoriety overnight in history. Yeah. Especially that like 50s up through the 70s era of like popular culture, where people were like you had your first like real movie stars in the talking pictures and shit like that, dude. Yeah. I mean, nobody knew how to fucking act. Right. A lot of these people, they came from fucking wherever. They were handed a bunch of money.
They just showed up, and they're like, hey.
They showed up, and they showed out.
I'm famous now.
And that doesn't excuse it, because I think people did know better back then. That whole, like, well, it was a different era. They were products of their time. Okay. Did consciences not exist back then?
Right, yeah, no shit.
Did they not read their Bible? You know what I'm saying? That book's been around for, like, dozens of years.
Well, they probably did, and that's why they did it.
Maybe, dude. I have a different reading.
That was
I have a different reading of it than a lot of folks, man. I see good stuff in there. I see bad stuff in there. But really, I see myself in the role of the whale. Remember the whale that eats Jonah?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I can relate to this. You know how people like sympathize with the villain now? That's like a cool thing to do. Like, oh, I love Thanos. I love the Darth Vader. The Riddler. The Joker.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
The Jonkler.
Whatever you did. And then I feel like people do the same thing already with like Satanism. Because, you know, like a lot of, especially bands with the gimmicks and shit, it's just to like, it's the shock value.
Yeah,
but what if somebody did that with like random character, like, oh yeah, I really identified with the fucking guy that spat on Jesus when he was carrying the cross.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go that route, like, get specific with it.
I relate to the lion.
From The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No.
Or the Daniel and the
Daniel,
Lion?
you dumb fuck.
Yeah, dude. Well, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a biblical allegory.
Yeah, man, they never finished it.
No, it's finished.
What was the one they didn't finish?
Who? C.S. Lewis?
No, you fuck. They had that movie that come out.
Oh, they never finished the movie series, no. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
What was the one about the Golden Compass?
Oh, that's the Golden Compass. That
was that not in those movies?
No, that's actually complete opposite. Golden Compass was written by an atheist, and it like espouses like Christopher Hitchens style atheism.
Yeah, but like they didn't finish those movies though.
They didn't finish those movies either. They didn't finish the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movies either. I think they got through 2 or 3 of them. All those longer series, they never finish. Lord of the Rings, Twilight, Harry Potter. Harry Potter's the only one that has more than 3 or 4 books that they did an entire series out of. Hunger Games, only 3. Yeah, once they get past that, it's like the fucking Divergent series. I don't think they finished those.
Too, yeah.
There's a few of those. It's like you got to pick one that doesn't have that many. 'Cause especially nowadays, you're lucky to get season 2 of a TV show, let alone a sequel.
I think we really just need to stick with trilogies and not series.
They only want to do sequels if it's of a movie from 20 years ago.
They only do sequels if it makes money. And that's what I hate. Like, I hate when I really, really like something, and I look at the box office numbers, or I look at like the scores, and it does shitty, and I know they're not gonna make a sequel. I hate that. I'm a sequel guy.
I mean,
I love a
depending on what
fucking
it
sequel.
Is. Not every movie needs one.
No,
and it
but
seems
I do.
like they almost exclusively these days make sequels of movies that don't need them instead of the ones that should.
Well, it's like they'll hit something and they'll hit big with it, and they're like, "Well, we should probably milk it again and make something else." And they shouldn't do that because some things just don't need a.
Sometimes
sequel,
I think the story is told.
Like the Joker. I don't think the Joker needed a sequel.
Yeah, but I get what they're doing. They're gonna delve. They're getting more into the DC.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine, but
you know, I gave it a rewatch a few months ago, and I'm being honest, it doesn't do it for me. It does not do it. I like the Batman.
Yeah, the Batman
more
great.
than I like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Yeah. It's very like
I like him. I like him as the Joker. Like
I do like, he's a great actor. I like Todd Phillips.
The story, though, I don't know, man. I just feel like we waited too long to get anything good in it.
Hear me out here.
I like a slow burn.
Some of the dialogue was kind of cornball.
Some of it was Todd Phillips.
There was some cornball dialogue.
That's very Todd Phillips, man. This guy's famous for the Hangover trilogy, not the most acclaimed films here,
But I'm just saying.
And I love Todd. Like I said, I like the Joker.
It would lift me up to here. And then let me down, and it would lift me back up. It wasn't it for me. Could I
say the last 30 minutes of the Joker is fantastic?
It's fine.
Like the build up, and then the scene with Robert De Niro, and then seeing Bruce Wayne watch his parents die in the riots, the Joker incited. Like the last 30 minutes of the movie, I can really get in with. It's everything else. I'm just like,
it's just some of the. I like the plot. I like what they're going for, but some of the dialogue took me out of it. That was all. Yeah. But not all the dialogue.
We'll see how the sequel goes. I like Lady G.
Either.
I like Lady G. I think she's gonna do good. I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm kind of done with. I think we can put the Joker to bed for a while, like they can with all the original Avengers shit. It's like people are done, and people who are really like still heavily into the Joker, man, what cool dudes. You ever, dudes with Joker tattoos, they're always like the coolest dudes in town. They always get tons of pussy. You know what I mean? They always like have a girlfriend, and one of them will be wearing a shirt with like a king, and then they'll wear one that says queen.
Yeah.
And if they like get a message from their male cousin on Facebook, they'll beat them.
Yeah.
Those dudes are cool as fuck. We're making these Joker movies for them. And they deserve it. Am I right?
That's good. I almost got a Catwoman tattoo once.
Hell yeah.
Bring
I have
her
a cat,
back.
dude. I should get a woman.
They should make a new Catwoman movie.
I'm trying to go get a tattoo.
And they should get Lenny Kravitz's daughter to play her. Because she did really good in the Batman. They should do a spin-off with her.
They should get one of the cats from Broadway's Cats, Mr. Mistopheles, and he should play Catwoman as the cat.
You got a tattoo appointment, you say?
We're trying to get in for the weekend after Anna's birthday to do something. We're going to try this new shop here in Madison because that dude's shit looks tight. He's booked up through the week. He does walk-ins on Saturday. He's got a mystery board type of thing that you shoot it with like a dart. You shoot this board of flash with a dart, and whatever it lands on is what you get. See, Alexis went to one where you make the appointment ahead of time. Mm-hmm. They give you like 5 questions that you answer, and then they draw you something custom, like, mystery, and you get, but it's going to be like, or they take one of their flash that matches it most, and they add something custom. But I think it's a little bit more. Most of those mysteries are 100. I think she paid 2 or something, but they're sick. 2
of the tattoos that I have come out of the little mystery gumball machines, and they're actually 2 of my favorite tattoos that I have. So I've got a good track record with them. I've got an appointment the 20...
I was going to do one at 5 Star, but I'm not going back there. They tattooed me too hard. It hurt. Great tattoo. Came out.
Who did yours there?
Ruth. Abby Ruth.
I don't know if I know her or not.
I followed her on Instagram.
My buddy Corey.
Her tattoos are great. But
my buddy Corey worked there forever, and he did most of the ones on this sleeve.
But Courtney did a lot of mine, and she used to not be heavy-handed, but she's very heavy-handed now. This fucking skull hurt like a bitch. On the bicep, and they say the bicep's not a bad spot.
The little bone cell she did on us. It healed good, man. They kept
that one didn't hurt.
She did good on
the pentagram didn't hurt. Her. The fly, the A had a lot of grinding that black in, and it's like on the wrist bone, so it kind of hurt.
Man. I love that fly.
This didn't really hurt, but when she got to this motherfucker, hurt like a bitch.
That cat's hard too.
That's Abby Ruth. That was a flash.
But yeah, I got an appointment the 25th, and I'm gonna go to. Hold on, let me look the name up because I want to plug it for the show.
Where you going to the place that Jeff goes
yeah, my buddy Jeff is apprenticing there.
And where is it at?
It's in Cincinnati.
It's in Cincy? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's called...
Well, if he's apprenticing there...
It's called One Shot Tattoo. And I think I'm getting in with a fellow by the name of Jason, who, judging by his Instagram, does pretty solid work. But anyways, I'm doing the get what you get.
Yeah,
machine, But like I said, the cowgirl I got on my arm, and then the toddler with the beer bottle that says "Born to Raise Hell." Both of those I got those at the gumball machines, man, at 5 Star. And
I'm gonna do the little dart thing over there. It's $150 with color.
That ain't bad.
I always do the color.
Yeah, me too. I don't have any black and white tattoos.
I got one, but I'm gonna get some color shading added to it once I get something nearby it to work in the color.
Yeah, I'm just about done with this arm, and then we'll be on to the legs, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start patching around more instead of focusing on filling in an area. I'm just gonna start popping around because I have shit on the legs. I'm ready to start getting some. But yeah, dude, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man?
Tattoos are kind of gay now. They kind of suck. Everybody's got them. Tattoo artists are all cocky assholes.
Yeah, I've met
I like the people I go to.
Yeah, I've met a few that sucked, that were not, and they not so much sucked. They
online.
They weren't
all the
very,
ones I meet are cool.
Yeah,
but
I know
online,
I've met a couple that not that they suck, but they just were not very personable.
Yeah,
and I feel like
their job,
that's an experience when you get a tattoo. I try to tell the younger people that I know, like, that are just now starting to get tattoos. I tell them, like, spend the money, find somebody with a good reputation, and get in there with them and, like, become part of their clientele and, like, have them consistently give you tattoos, like, find you an artist. Because, I mean, I've bounced around to a lot of different artists, but I've also went to several artists multiple times, you know. You should definitely have, and tip. Always tip. Always tip your artists.
Yeah, tip service employees in general. But don't you think that, like, it is kind of part of the job? You're in there, it's a service role, and you're also putting people through pain. Being a little bit personable is kind of part of it. Now, I've never had an experience with an asshole tattoo artist in person. All the shops I've gone in and shit, everybody's been cool.
I've had 2 experiences with artists that were not very cool, and I'm not going to drop names or nothing, but one shop that was in Louisville I had went to, and I got a tattoo there, and it did not heal. Like, he went very, very heavy-handed on me. It scabbed up so thick, and I could not, no matter how much I babied it or tried to just be gentle with it, like, I could not get it to heal. And it was so bad that it scarred, and I ended up having to have it redone years later. But the dudes in the shop were, like, very pretentious assholes. And I ended up seeing them a couple months later at a concert, and I tried to say what's up to them, and they acted like they didn't even fucking know me.
Oh, yeah.
And that was odd. Now, granted, I know we only met one time, but we had a deep enough conversation that, like, they knew me. They were just being fucking dicks. And then there was a lady that works at that same shop now that a friend of mine was going to, and I had sent her a message about a tattoo that I wanted done, and she told me that she basically said no, that it wouldn't look good there and it wouldn't be a good spot for it, and then it ended up getting the same tattoo in the same spot, and it turned out great. Yeah. So I thought she just kind of sucked too. And then,
I appreciate somebody who's, like, being real about it. Talking about something. I have had experiences where I've talked about a tattoo to it, and they're like, kind of blew it off like that. Now, I've had also people tell me, well, that's not really my style. Yeah. I can do something like this. Or 9 times out of 10, they'll just say, hey, go to this guy, usually in the same shop, but not always.
Another guy, too, that worked at that shop that we were talking about earlier, my friend recommended him when he no longer lived here to tattoo me. And I went to said guy, and he did a tattoo on me, and the tattoo did not turn. And like I said, I've got a lot of fucking tattoos, man. Like, I know how to take care of them. It didn't hurt. It did not heal good too. And that could have been on me. I'm not going to put that on him. But we had a pretty good conversation, and he seemed pretty cool. And I was in a situation where I had to back out of an appointment, but I let him know ahead of time, and I was very, like, I was cool about it. Trust me, like, it wasn't a, because I've last minute bailed on people several times. Like, I'm a piece of shit, I know, but I mean, this was not a situation where I did that. This is a situation where I let him know ahead of time, and I said, hey man, if you want, you might want to promote that you have a spot open, or, like, I was trying to do the right by the guy, and he absolutely was a fucking pussy and just a total fucking asshole about it, and was like, I could read it, like, I could hear him saying it, like, as I was reading it, how fucking shitty he was about it. And I said, well, guess what, dude? There's 125 fucking people within a 20-mile radius of me that does neo-traditional tattoos. I said, I don't have to get shit from you, bro. Like, get fucking real, dude.
Down?
No.
That's why he's mad. Didn't get that deep.
And I guess whatever, but I mean,
I don't. I put a deposit down.
I've put deposits down and bailed, told them to keep the deposit. That's what it's there for, and no big deal. We move on.
Yeah.
Because we're fucking adults. That guy was a fucking asshole, and
I've only had to put a deposit down once or twice. The first time I went to Courtney, because I made an appointment. Any of the times I've gone ahead of time and made the appointment, half and half. Sometimes they ask for a deposit, sometimes they don't. But a lot of times I'm walking in. I've done a lot of walk-ins.
Now I am excited to get this one. at the shop Jeff's working at. I'm excited to go. I think it'll be a good time. I just
all of his are good.
I don't
Has he gotten
know.
his there?
He's gotten a couple there, yeah. And then the other guy that's done most of his work is Lee Brewster. Lee Brewster out of Cincinnati, amazing. He did the famous Wampus Cat tattoo, which you guys probably can't see that, but he did that one probably 10 years ago. I've known him a long time. He's very, very, very good. So if you're in the Cincinnati area, definitely check out Lee Brewster. Hit him up on Instagram. He does
I've only
amazing
gotten
fucking
one
work.
tattoo up in Cincinnati. It was my very first one, the LOL.
Oh, the little star.
Yeah, I got it in. Was I in Cincinnati? Yeah, we were going to a show in Covington, but we popped over to Cincinnati. A place called Lucky 13 Tattoo. I believe it was on Madison Avenue in Cincinnati, not the Covington side. I think maybe it was in Covington. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I feel like we went over there. I was with Ashley Boyer.
I went to the Asylum in Covington a couple times. They always did pretty good work. They were pretty nice. I liked that place.
I'd like to go up to a Cincy shop. I've done. What am I saying? I get Courtney's in Cincinnati. I go to her all the time.
Yeah,
and I've gotten quite a few in Louisville. I've had more of Courtney than any other artist.
I've got
That's
two
Courtney.
guys.
That's Courtney. That, and the skull.
Yeah.
That's the most.
Yeah. I think the most anybody ever tattooed me was Corey. He did, like I said, a good chunk of this arm. But I've got a couple other people that I've went to that's tattooed me multiple times. And trust me, if I don't think they're good or I don't like it, I don't go to them. Like, and I have yet to, those people, like, they've always been good to me. So, but yeah, the goals to be covered, man.
Bad is the chest. I got that over here from a shop that's not here anymore. It was called Madtown Inc. It's like a gun store now.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
Yeah.
There's like bad spacing and shit in it.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's like it stayed. The ink doesn't look bad, but the spacing and the fucking line work is not.
You should have got count your blessings instead of forgiveness.
Well, somebody done did that, dude. Well, they hadn't at the time. At that time, I swear to God, it's weird now because like all of our friends have a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
But at that time, I had like 3, and everybody was always like, "Dude, you got 3 tattoos already? I gotta get some fucking tattoos."
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I felt like I had a bunch with 3.
I never really thought
everybody in the world has a bunch now.
I never really thought I would have as many as I do. Honestly, I started and I just started getting more, and I said, "Fuck it, we're gonna finish this up." I definitely want to finish the arms, and I want to do the legs. Probably hit the chest. Anything
like
else,
to get the
man?
inside of my pussy tattooed.
And you ought to. You ought to do your lips cherry red.
We end up talking about tattoos a lot, and I don't know if it's interesting to other people, but I like them. We could be nerdier about tattoos.
I would assume that people probably like. I know enough people that listen to us that have tattoos that they would probably.
I don't know, dude, but this thing keeps getting away from me. My brother calling back. He's in prison, but I'll answer it later. But yeah, dude, I'd like to go to another place, try a couple other spots out. See, Anna wants to start. She likes the idea of getting tattoos, like destination tattoos. She wanted to go get a tattoo when we were in Atlanta and start getting tattoos in other cities. I don't really want to do that. I'll get a sticker or a different souvenir. I don't want like a tattoo to remember the trip by. Now, if I know there's like a good artist there, and I was gonna do the one in Atlanta, but nowhere was open. But you don't always know if you're going to a city if you're gonna get.
If we're on like a big road trip or something,
maybe
depending on where we're at. Like if I was out in L.A., I might get a little L.A. tattooed on me or something.
But trips are already expensive, and I don't want to.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because if both of us get a tattoo, it's usually minimum $500, even if we get something small.
Yeah.
Including the tip and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, add that to everything else we're
and
already buying.
That's where I think we should buy a tattoo gun.
I want to buy
and take
one
it
and
with
just
us.
fuck around on my legs.
And we'll just tattoo us wherever we're at.
I've already got a stick and poke on my leg and on 2 of my fingers.
I got a couple stick and pokes.
I'd try to do some shit on my legs, but I don't have a steady like drawing or tracing hand anyway.
I got a lot of matching tattoos. A lot of people, you included. And,
we have a matching tattoo. Yeah.
I like that. I like getting matching tattoos.
I only got one with 2 people, dude. You and your cousin.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got me and my cousin.
Oh, that's not true.
You.
Chris Ramsey got A.
And you.
Deathly Hollows when I did, but I'm getting mine covered up. Not because of
me and Megan have
Chris,
matching
but
tattoos. Me and you, me and Andy, me and Taylor. She did the I Hate It Here. I got several, man. I like it. I like having matching tattoos, man.
tattoo. I'd rather do a matching tattoo than get something of somebody else.
Yeah.
Like somebody's name or some shit like that.
Right.
If the tattoo's cool and you just... Guess what? Most people, you've probably already got a matching tattoo with somebody else. If you got any kind of tribal or any kind of basic tattoo, traditional even, any fucking, an eagle, a fucking mom heart, a fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we literally have mom hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, there's a lot of common tattoos. You try to get your little variation of whatever, but
me and
you're sharing a tattoo with somebody for sure.
Yeah, I've got the spider web and the bat back here. And
oh yeah, well,
I know a couple people
have
that now. Yeah.
Now, when I got them, they hadn't been gotten yet. But my artist was also pretty early in tattooing at the time. If they're still offering the same flash, people might have got them. But I know that was a flash, that was a flash, that was a flash.
The bat hanging off the back of the arm seems to be pretty popular now. A lot of people seem to be getting that. Like back of the arm tattoo, the bat, like right there. That seems to be a pretty prominent.
I don't know who thought up for the tattoos have to. Well, you got to think up a big tattoo idea that's all blah 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 and plan it out and go get like a big sleeve at once. No, for the longest time, people just tattoo. You walk in the shop, you pick something out, and you get it. You might get a little variation. Maybe it's got a ribbon on it, and you get it to say what you want. But, you know, people
I mean, I've got
tattoos
that, you know,
fucking birds and all of that shit forever.
Yeah, I got a couple that have meaning, obviously, but I've also got a couple that was just things I liked or things that I thought looked cool.
I used to have these 2 books that were Russian prison tattoos from like the 1960s and 70s. They were all like taken in prison of like Russian inmates and shit, and they had some sick fucking. You see a lot of that style in neo-traditional, like anything that isn't clearly based on Sailor Jerry, but it's popular in neo-traditional, like some of the bird work and like, you know, stuff like that. A lot of it is come from some of these like Russian tattoos, like the figures, like the ladies with the fucking fans and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, tribal's making a comeback, but in a much cooler way, because it's like people who are actually like have heritage or like getting the cultural tattoos a lot again. That's cool. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Tribal in the 90s sucked, dude.
Yeah.
They were just designs people drew up that were tribal that like almost all looked bad.
Chris had that sweet one on his arm, dude.
And you know who had the same? I think Matt Quire had the same exact one.
Yeah, they did. Same arm and everything. Yeah. Wild.
And he had that shit down his spine too that he got when he was like 16.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot he had back tag,
Yeah, he had one pretty early. I remember Upton, I almost went, and I still want to get this tattoo and might, but I was going to get a Nephilim.
Yeah.
Like the AFI Nephilim logo. Not just like a Nephilim, but when he got that Tool tattoo, because we were like 16 and he went and got it done by some dude at his kitchen table. And when watching that, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. And his turned out, yeah, you remember, pretty bad.
Yeah, I remember it. It was a lot.
And then he eventually got it covered up with a cobra that was even worse. I think the Tool tattoo was not a bad quality tattoo. It was just a bad thing to get tattooed because it's their, you guys know, their old wrench logo that looks like a dick. My buddy had that down his fucking bicep, so he'd be wearing a t-shirt and it just looked like balls hanging out of the bottom. And in school, because he got it when we were like 16, and we got that new principal our senior year, Mr. Leaper.
Yeah, I remember him.
He made Upton wear like ace bandage around his arm because he's like, it's inappropriate. And he's like, you either cover it up or like if it was t-shirts and shit, if it was warm out, he'd make him wear ace bandage around. He's like, you can't have that showing.
Thank God, that's the coolest thing Leaper ever did. I want to see that shit.
He got the cobra, which looks like dog shit. That fucking weirdo. Pagan, remember Pagan?
Pagan
tattooed at that shop in downtown.
Yeah, I was about to say he didn't do anything on me.
He didn't do anything great. He did this, and I had this redone when I was getting, I want to say the heart. The dude was asking me about that. He's like, "Is that a prison tattoo?" I was like, "No, I got it in a shop because it used to be really thin and like dotted looking."
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, it'll take me like 10 seconds to just go over that once if you want. No extra charge. And he fucking... No, it was this one because it was Baresi that fucking did it for me. Yeah. Yep. And he fucking, went over it one good time for me. But I'm going to get it covered up now, dude. I'm probably going to get like a slice of apple pie over it or something to represent how much I like apple pie.
And that's good. It's nice to have a tattoo with meaning. I don't really have any that I really want to cover up. I think I'm going to keep all mine, honestly.
Well, this one's just, it's just a few thin lines, so it's going to be easy to cover up. I'm not much into Harry Potter anymore, and I think I could better use the space. The other two, like the chest that's all fucked up, I might do something with that. Maybe not a full cover up, but
Right.
Work.
You could do something enough to
hides the bad spacing a little bit better. Or I thought I'd just leave it until I've got a lot more tattoos, and then just do a grind down, fucking big blackout scribble across the whole fucking chest, like fucking shoulder to shoulder, just like, you know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Yeah,
sounds fucking painful.
Yeah, I kind of want to do some big black something. It's like a big black dick.
Hell yeah.
Nah, but either like do a full blackout like leg sleeve up to the knee on one leg, or do that on the chest. Just a big black.
I know a dude that specializes in those. The real abstract type of scribble
shit. I'd do it.
I don't know like what the professional term of that is, but I know that does it. Yeah, it's cool.
There ain't no way he's called for. No, he called twice.
And he does.
No, he did call 4 times.
Blackout tattoos.
What's he calling about now, dude? Anyway, we still got half an hour. First episode ever. We can't let the viewers down, dude.
I'm not.
I feel like I'm letting the viewers down, like a little baby bitch boy. You know.
Well, what do you suppose? I got an idea. Would you like to play rock, paper, scissors?
What is it with you and rock, paper, scissors, dude? I don't get it.
I think we're on camera. They'll know who really won. You can't lie about it.
Okay, we're going to go on shoot?
Yeah, I was going to shoot.
Go on shoot? All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn. All right.
Well, I ain't never lost a game of rock, paper, scissors, man.
We doing 2 out of 3, or are we whores?
Nope, we're whores.
I'm not. You can be what you want to be.
Hey, man, if you want to.
2 out of 3?
Yeah.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't know, man. I ain't never lost before, dude. This is new to me.
That's a tie.
I feel like Donald Trump, dude.
You ever tied before?
I lie about a lot of rock, paper, scissors.
You ever tied before?
Yeah, I've had some ties.
So you're comfortable with a tie?
I'm comfortable with a tie, but not a loss, dude.
All right.
I ain't never lost it. If I'm gonna lose it, I'll lose it to you.
All right, dude.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, he got me. Hey.
There's the first time.
The streak ends today. No, I've lost before, man.
It's a dog shit. I would have never played.
No, really. I honestly can't think. This probably is the only time I can ever remember losing a best 2 out of 3 on rock, paper, scissors. Because that was a running joke for a long time. Like, I don't know how it started, but I was at a party and I won a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I just was being a smartass, and I was like, I've never lost a game of rock, paper, scissors. And everybody's like, no fucking way. So for like years, dude, I would play people rock, paper, scissors, and I would happen to just win. Now I would lose in a couple, like in a best 2 out of 3, but I'd always win like the best 2 out of 3. But there's probably only been like you and maybe like one other that's ever like beat me. So I've always just said nobody beats me. But the other day I was at work and I was saying something, and I said, we'll play rock, paper, scissors, and I won. And I said, I ain't never lost a game, rock, paper, scissors. And I hadn't said that in like fucking years, dude, but it was so cool. But if I had a belt, I'd give it to you.
I might be full of shit, but there is a psychology to rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, there is.
Where there's 2 kinds of players. You have a player that will repeat, and they'll usually do 1 repeat at a time. So they'll either go rock, rock, paper, paper, scissors, or somebody who cycles through.
Yeah.
So if they do rock, they'll do paper next. And if they've done those 2, they'll do scissors next. It's usually, and this is just something I've made up just now.
Yeah.
But I really think.
No, there really is, dude, because I've played people that they'll throw rock, and I'll think to myself, they're either going to throw rock again or they're going to cycle through. So if they throw rock the first time,
It's a double rocker is a rare breed.
yeah,
though.
dude.
You
If
don't
somebody
run
throws a
into
double
that.
rock, dude, sometimes you can slide that past. I guess really think about it. I guess I am kind of a professional rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been playing for a long time.
As somebody
dude.
that just lost live on the camera, I
probably-
am a professional. I'm gonna be. How can I make this about me?
Well, there's nobody
You're really
with
seeing my.
a
You
bunch
wanted
of
to,
wins that doesn't have a bunch of losses.
well, you know, it's the
dude.
first episode. If I can't really show my narcissism,
Yeah.
how are we gonna kick
You
the show
gotta
off?
present who you are as a character to the people.
Yeah.
I'm sitting Indian stuff. I feel like it makes me look like a tiny little boy. Or you can't say. I don't know if you can or can't say. I don't know if it's because I don't think. Hear me out. I don't think this term is Native American Indian style because like yoga and shit Indian.
I never thought that it was.
But now people are saying in school a lot of times they say crisscross applesauce, and I've seen dipshit like conservative parents being like, PC culture, you can't say sit Indian style anymore.
Yeah, but people say crisscross episodes when we were kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
That was
I think
30
it's
fucking
just
years ago.
A kid thing. I think it's a kid thing. I think this is still you can still call this sitting Indian style because like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even not one of my culturally insensitive stereotypes I think about Native Americans has anything to do with them sitting like that. If anything, they're doing like some movements for rain. You know what I mean?
This guy.
Nah, I'm just saying.
I'm mad at you.
Okay, they didn't do rain dances.
I think
some
it's
of
funny.
them, some tribes.
Yeah, I just set like a woman. See, I'll get the heat off of you. I sit like a woman.
I sit with my legs crossed all the time. And
this is more comfortable, and I like when I'm sitting there, and I'll glide it up.
You ever
there,
have a guy be like, "How do you
smooth."
sit like that?" And be like, "Well, when your dick's big enough, you can just push it all the way through,
Yeah,
and it doesn't hurt."
yeah.
If you got like a little bitty wiener that's just sticking straight up a couple inches, then yeah, you're gonna mash it. But if you're a man's man,
Yeah, I never mashed mine.
mine don't mash.
Mine don't hurt.
Sometimes my biggest issue is accidentally sitting on my balls.
I think it's just wild
When it
that like
comes down to
sitting
that.
like this hurts people.
Not like this, but when I go and sit down.
Like when I
from
sit like
standing.
this, people look at me like
My balls
they
are like
judge
way
how
down
I
here,
sit.
dude.
Yeah, mine are touching the couch.
My shit hangs. But you ever have a guy trying to be all like give you shit? Like, how do you sit like that, man?
I'm like, probably because sitting like this fucking hurts me, dude.
Well, this fucking
I'm pulling my whole
stretches my
goddamn
leg out.
groin out, dude.
Just stretches my leg out of socket.
Not that I don't sit like this from time to time, but like, if I really want to be fucking comfortable, this is comfortable to me.
Look, I'm not bragging and saying my dick's the fucking gigantic, because it ain't. It's pretty little, but it's big enough to push down. You know what I mean?
And
out of the way.
that's fine.
And I
And
feel like
it's
anybody
okay.
who has a problem, it's because they can't push it down.
And maybe they can.
Or maybe there's some days where this starts to get sweaty and you don't want to sit like that.
Oh yeah,
But that's the only problem.
yeah.
But I imagine
yeah.
anybody would have that. Even a woman sitting like this on a hot day, that's a hot heat zone.
Well, also like to sit like this. I don't like the man spread.
I don't feel the need to spread that far anyway when I do.
Like if I'm like in a public setting, like there was people, like I would want to sit like this, so I would take up less room.
Well, it's all to do with courtesy. Anybody who spreads like way far, nobody needs that much room for their dick and balls. I'll go this far, shoulder width apart.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair, and that's plenty of room for my stuff. If it starts sinking, like getting down too low, I'll just reach in and I'll sit my package up on my leg. And then everything's fine. I can pull my legs a little closer together, give a little bit more room. You know, when I'm on the subway all the time. I don't really,
we take the train to work daily.
We're out in rural Indiana and Kentucky, respectively. But, you know, I mean, I'm rarely in a situation where I got to sit really close to people anymore.
And that really makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, very rarely. Airplane.
Mm.
But I was sitting next to the wife. Even then, though, nobody has enough room to spread on an airplane. If you're spreading on an airplane, get off before it stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not, unless you're in first class or maybe an aisle, you know, and you got that extra room on the aisle.
Yeah, I always
or
try to
something.
get the aisle seat, man.
I set the window the whole last time, and then we had a fella get set next to us on the ride back on the aisle. So it was like open seat between us the first couple legs. No, the first leg, a pilot on the way back. A pilot was sitting. sitting next to us. But yeah. Didn't
He said,
enjoy
damn, I should probably be up front.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing back here? I was like, the autopilot's on, dude. I thought I could.
Yeah, I got cruise control on, dude.
Nah, but he was deadheading. He was flying back, just home, not flying the plane.
Big Jerry Garcia guy.
He was off work. Yeah, dude, he was probably going to see the fucking Dead. And
he was going to go boof some ketamine and
John
roll
Mayer,
around in a fucking
I think, is
field.
playing with Dead and Company right now. He's like their fucking guitar player while they tour.
And that's cool.
I'm not really into that shit. You know,
I'm
like
not
the Grateful. So they got like a lot of music that's. I'll listen to some jam music, especially when I'm stoned. That's like good. But you know, they were like racist. Jerry Garcia was like, rap isn't music. Well, black people didn't invent rock and roll and all this shit.
Goofy shit.
I wouldn't say, I don't know, necessarily racist, but stupid.
Yeah, he was stupid for sure. I didn't care. I don't care for the Grateful Dead.
If anything, rap music is the base core of what all modern popular music is. A beat, usually a syncopated beat, a bass-driven rhythm, and some sort of vocal.
I love rap
music. Some sort of melodic
man.
Vocal. Rhythmic and you know what I mean? Like
I think it's great.
That's the basis of all modern Western music.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the first version of it, but I'm saying that's music boiled down to its core. And they're trying to say, oh, it's not music, it's just a beat.
He's just mad because Master P's better than him. I'd rather listen to Master P than the Grateful Dead. I'm a no-limit soldier, dude.
It's harder to write a perfect 3-minute song than it is to write a 10-minute jam song. Anybody can. I think it's easier. I can sit and improvise for an hour on the guitar easier than I can write a song.
And I don't
think
like
most
that. I know that
players will tell you that.
I know that we do shit that's like.
Now I know they improvise and then remember it and then like record some.
I know that we do shit that's not like. I wouldn't say common, but I know that we do things that are a little bit off the beaten path sometimes.
A little bit of wacky, dude.
We do a little wacky. We do a little off-kilter things. But, you know, when we go to wild concerts and go see punk bands and crazy shit, we like stuff.
Sex parties and shit like that.
But, like, what's wild is people, like, and I don't want to judge, man. But I just really think that a lot of that shit's silly. A lot of that shit's dumb.
Which shit?
The jam bands and we're gonna roll around in the mud for 4 fucking days and shove ketamine up our ass.
I don't really like any of the hippie shit.
Now
there's music out of
hippies
the
are bad people pretending
scene.
To be good people.
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
Especially modern I really hippies. Believe on that. Yeah, absolutely.
Old school hippies, I also think. I think like all big powerful movements. It got co-opted pretty early on and got turned into this
just
whole
a lot
thing.
of really pretentious.
They just
bad
like
people
to do drugs and fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What change did you enact?
Most of those people are people that have families that have money, so they can live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or they were people that were always kind of assholes anyways, and they fit in with that crowd because they're also full of pretentious assholes. And it's god fucking awful, and I hate all of it, man.
You'll never meet a bigger egomaniac than some dude at a festival talking your ear off about how he just had ego death in a big mushrooms trip. It's like, it's fucking so annoying. And it's like, yeah, I believe you can use those things spiritually, but those people, like, oh yeah, dude, I had this acid trip and I met God and like, he spoke to me, dude, my life has meaning. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, I once also had a similar experience. Like, no, dude, this was different because like God told me my ego had to die. Had to be. Like, shut the fuck up. Also, Papadosio sucks. Fish sucks. The only good sucks. Like one of those bands is Widespread Panic, dude. Widespread Panic rules. But nobody else, you know, the rest of them can suck a rod. Yeah, and I got buddies out there that love the Dead. I'm sorry, dude. It's not my cup of tea. What you like.
And that's what I'm saying is you can like that stuff. I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm not saying that I hate people that are like that. Just to me
like
personally,
and having sex too.
I don't want to do that. Like people have invited me to do that, and I said blatantly no. I don't. I don't think that's fun. I don't think that any of that has any kind of fucking value to me.
I have to like point this out.
But it's okay if somebody else wants to.
Here's the difference. You go to a festival like that, right? You're one of these hippie festivals. You meet a lot of narcissists. You see a lot of people preaching this like equality thing and inclusion thing and all this, but in reality, you mostly see a bunch of straight white people at those things.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? Then you go to a place that's a little bit more, grimy. like a punk show.
Yeah.
Last night, where you see a few junkies about.
Yeah.
People are doing some violence in the pit, but the crowd is fucking fully mixed. Every marginalized group, and I'm not gonna cringily name them, but they're all there, and nobody feels the need to fucking brag about it.
No,
and guess what?
Yeah.
A lot less sexual assaults happening. Nobody talking your ear off about how they're more enlightened than you.
Yeah.
It's just naturally the thing
Yeah.
that all those people are like claiming to be.
Yeah.
And plus, hippieism and like New Ageism has taken a hard turn right wing in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You go to any of these like New Agey conventions, most of them are full of like anti-vax people and like Trumpers, QAnon types who like their version of New Age spirituality is that there's like demonic entities fucking drinking children's blood, and Donald Trump is like the Archangel Michael, and there's magical beds called med beds that you can get in that cure all illness, and they look just like a tanning bed, and the government's keeping them from us. You know what I mean? It's wild. That's one of the many rabbit holes I've gone down, is like these New Age expositions that are all over the place now.
Yeah.
Because I went to one in Louisville in like 2012. And it was that type of shit used to be very like definitively left wing,
and it was definitively right wing.
It's now definitively just like conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories. You did have like plenty of right winger or Second Amendment types, but they were a lot more classical libertarian right wing back then.
Right.
And most of the rest of them were like leftist, like. Because they got into conspiracies because they knew what the government did to Martin Luther King and Fred Hampton and the Black Panthers and, you know, all of the bad shit they did in South America. And they're like, oh, and all the countries that had functioning elected leftist or communist rulers that they fucking overthrew. And it's like, oh, if the government is bad and the government's enemy seems to be leftist groups, then that must mean that, you know, and if I'm the enemy of the government because they're bad, then that means I'm in the left. I'm on the left. Yeah. You know, it just made sense back then. But now it's like they've co-opted all of that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why this place sucks, dude.
This place sucks.
And really,
throw that in every episode.
That's kind of what you're gonna get mostly from the show. Is the shit we hate. We are haters. I'm what I hate from a place of love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I burn with a passion called hate. And what you give is what you get.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. I so love the world and the people in it that the folks who do bad against the good people, I hate them and I'm gonna bitch about it. Whether they're doing bad by just making annoying, shitty art, or whether they're doing genocide.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck them raw and fuck them in the jaw, dude. Trying to dislocate.
That's gonna be a T-shirt
with my hog. You know what I mean?
Well, everything you just said.
Sure. Keep it wet and keep it sloppy. Yeah. We still got some time to go. That thing's going to click off when we're at an hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it here.
You love it here?
I love it here.
I mean, what your tattoo says, dude.
Yeah, I wish we could have went with that, but...
That was going to be the original... That was the first name I wanted to use for the show, is I Hate It Here, but it is taken.
Yeah, what a shame.
By a girl podcast.
But this place sucks rules, though.
And, you know, I figured why not throw out a new sort of fucking bitching about shit, because there's like a shitload of podcasts now that all suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, the pressure's off. We can have a podcast that also sucks. It doesn't have to be that good.
Yeah.
We can just do what these dumbasses are doing, and if we get lucky, we'll get lucky. I'll suck off whoever I have to suck off. Gas Digital, Barstool, what are some of these other... Headgum. Any of y'all podcast networks want to get in on the ground floor to This Place Sucks? Hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll
have put
sex
you all
with
on.
You.
Yeah.
We'll wear dresses.
Yeah.
And
we'll do the nudity ritual.
We'll do the humiliation
ritual.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'll suck off P. Diddy's.
It's not
German
real. Like
Shepherd.
it's not like the whole selling your soul thing's not real. Because if it was, dude, we would not be sitting on this fucking.
I would have
right
already
now.
done it. I'm
years
big
ago
into summoning demons, dude.
Where you at?
I think a lot of people think that you can just like sacrifice a child.
I'll prick my finger for you.
And that Satan will show up at a crossroads at midnight with a paper contract and you can sign it. It's not that fucking easy. None of that shit is what you think it is, dude. It's all human. It's all just bad human people doing bad human shit. And if all I had to do was sacrifice a relative, we'd both be driving really nice Subarus by now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Really.
I'd have a Jaguar Roadster like
A nice
Ryan
Jaguar?
Philippe.
Jaguar.
A Jaguar.
A nice Jaguar.
From Cruel
A
Intentions.
fine Jaguar. They want fine Jaguar.
Do
Do you think British people are into like...
No.
Okay. Alright. I was going to say hardcore anal sex. Of all the European groups, British people seem to be the least represented in hardcore pornography. I'm trying to get off pornography, not for any like supreme moral caveats or anything like that, but I'm just like, I really don't think the brain is designed to be watching other people fuck that much.
It probably isn't.
But then you think back to nature and like, you people probably watch like Neanderthals.
Oh, there was probably voyeurs.
They were fucking out in the field.
Is that right, voyeurs?
Yeah, voyeurs.
Yeah. There's probably voyeurs back in the caveman days.
Yeah, and they were just fucking raw out in the field, and
who's
all the other cave people watched, and who knows what happened?
Did their thing, man.
I don't think it, but I really do. It's not. You don't want to do it all the time. So I've been trying to steer away from it.
No. I do think that masturbation's very healthy, and you should do it.
But it is also one of those things you can get addicted to, and it can
also
become
do
a problem.
Watching porn too.
And here's the thing: not busting enough nuts is unhealthy, but busting too many is unhealthy too. Because if you like deplete yourself of energy, because you do like burn significant.
It'll hurt your
calories
legs,
and all kinds of
man.
that shit. You'll
Jello.
you dehydrate yourself, all kinds of shit. So you really gotta. That goes out for ladies too. You guys produce a lot of moisture during sex. That's coming from the water that's in your body. So if you're out there finger blasting 4 or 5 times a day, you're going to need to probably take an electrolyte supplement and drink plenty of water. So there's a limit.
It's the educational purposes that people listen to this show for.
That's there's only 2 end-all, be-all. This is like a real philosophy I have about life. There is no one answer to anything. And anybody says that they have the answer and it's this one, they're always wrong. Nobody's going to have it because there is no one answer. But there are 2 principles that will give you the closest thing to an answer to all of life's questions, right? And that's fucking balance and moderation. You can have good and evil in your life, but you got to know how to balance them, and you got to know how to moderate the more negative of the 2. Moderation is key to fucking balance. It's kind of my philosophy about like light and darkness in life anyway. Like, there's this whole fucking sort of conundrum about, well, if there's a just and all-powerful and all-knowing and all-loving God, then why does anything evil exist at all? It's because the main principle you see in all observable science, the few equations that allow us to glimpse into the way the universe works, is everything has to be balanced, equal and opposite reactions. So for there to be any goodness or love or light or any semblance of what we have as like human life in the universe, there also has to be what we see as evil. Yeah. There has to be pain and there has to be death to balance out life. So, it can all be true. Or none of it can be true.
One of the 2. We're going to find out one of these days, man.
The middle
You ever thought about what
baby.
your death's going to be like?
My death, yes, and the moments after. Whether that it goes into oblivion or it goes into some other version of afterlife, that moment when you die, the anticipation, what's it going to be?
It's very scary.
It is scary.
I think that's what keeps me up more than anything at night.
Here, let me pull this
thinking
up.
about. I'll pull me up, baby.
I don't.
Oh no.
I don't like want it never. I just don't want it right now because I also love life.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited in a sense about the prospects of all the possibilities of what could happen after death. But also I know about all the cool shit here in this existence, and there's a lot of it I still want to do. Yeah. So that's real. That's real dark heart shit.
That's the
it's
duality
like you
of
embrace
man,
the
dude.
darkness so you can enjoy the light. You know what I mean? Embrace the reality of death so you can appreciate what you got here.
Yeah.
This coming.
Oh, I know.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that what that song's about?
I think it is.
6 white horses, dude.
Yeah.
and behold 6 pale horses.
Yeah, I do. I contemplate it a lot. I think about it almost daily.
Yeah.
What it's gonna be like, man.
Yeah.
We're just gonna die.
Hell yeah.
We're not gonna know when. Not gonna know where. It's just gonna happen.
And real death is death. It's permanent.
Do you want to be cremated or do you want to be buried?
I'd probably be cremated. I just think it's easier, it's cheaper, it makes more sense. And
I don't want to be buried.
But I do want a plaque bejeweled in my honor.
Yeah, I would like a plaque. I would like to be cremated. I would like a plaque somewhere that people can pay tribute.
Like a memorial garden.
Yeah, they could spread a little bit of my ashes there on that little plaque, and
then people that want to, so they don't have to you can move wherever you want in the world. You don't have to come visit a grave.
Yeah,
they can take some of the ashes if they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would like to give some of mine away to some of my friends and family, obviously, and then have some maybe spread at certain places that I really liked. And I definitely want some spread down on that strip in Myrtle Beach, baby. I fucking love it down there.
I like go down there PCB, dude.
Hell yeah.
Or Daytona during bike week, dude. Throwing it in the exhaust fumes and just letting it go up into the ozone layer, baby.
That's where I want to be.
But realistically, I wouldn't mind putting
cremated,
some of my ashes in one of those plant pod things.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Having your fucking, the remains of your body grow into a tree.
That would be cool.
That'd be fine, dude. I'd be fine with that. Yeah,
because if I also said too, so I want to be cremated because I don't want to be buried. Like, I don't want to be 6 feet under in a box forever.
Good show.
I don't like that. And then I would be cool with them pulling the plug too if I was like in a vegetative state. Like if I was a vegetable, I'd want them to pull.
Well, leave me in the coma unless, here's the thing, is I'm going to give you a sign. Like if I'm in a coma, I'm going to figure something out and I'm going to give you a sign if I'm okay or not. But if I'm going to be stuck, I just know. I know me.
He's going to update his Facebook and let us know if he wants us to pull the plug.
No, but I'll like wiggle a toe or some shit.
I'll do something.
Look,
Trust
I'm like
me, it's
sleep paralysis
fine.
expert. I can like pull myself out of sleep paralysis now. I've like gotten so good at it. Because I started to get these weird cramps from sleeping only on my side. Because I know that I only get sleep paralysis on my back. So I was like, fuck it, I got to start sleeping on my back. It's hurting my side.
The way I look at it is I would rather, if my conscience is awake but my body is not, and I know what's going on, I know they're about to plug, if I knew there was some way for me to come back and they were still going to pull the plug because I hadn't come back yet, I would much rather deal with that than sit there, I'm never coming out of it and nobody's going to pull the plug and I'm stuck like this forever. You know
I
what
think
I mean?
They kind of force them to pull the plug now after a while.
I think that one's better than the other.
You got to have a lot of money to keep somebody on life support in a coma for years now.
Yeah, like, and I don't like that. Like, I don't want to be, good, man.
I think it would be, I don't want to say sick, but I think it would be interesting if you were in a coma for like a year and just to come out of it and be like, God damn, dude, where did that year go? It's like time travel, essentially. You know what I mean? It's like your consciousness has skipped. And do you experience the passage of time at all? Because here's the scary thing about it. If it's anything at all like dreaming, the passage of time slows down perception-wise within the dream, where if you'll, notice, you'll have a dream that feels like it's lasting an hour. And then you'll wake up and realize that you've just nodded off sitting up at the fucking couch or something sometimes. Mm-hmm. And they say, REM only happens in the last 2 hours, and most dreaming happens in the last 15 minutes. So most people, from, the study of brainwaves anyway, is most people are starting their active dreams just before they're about to wake up. And you might experience, they delved into this in the movie Inception, about how really they're only asleep for like 5 minutes, but they're in that world for hours or days even. If a coma is anything like that, and you're in coma world for, if you're in a coma world for a year, and you're experiencing anything like a dream, that might last for, fucking decades in your head, and that would be scary.
Damn, this could be a dream right now.
This could be. We could be just fucking
in a coma, dude.
We could be in a turtle's wet dream. He's about to bust a nut.
I bet it's slow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Drizzles
oh
out.
yeah. But yeah, like I don't I don't know, man. Like that's a scary thought. Because so if you're in a coma and you have a dream, how does the dream end?
I don't know. How does any dream?
Because you can't just wake up. You just
right?
woke
It'll
up during
just
a dream.
morph into something else. And you ever have those dreams where like you're
that sounds
dreaming
horrible.
and then you stop dreaming, but you don't wake up.
Yeah.
And then you are back in another dream later. They really, all we understand about dreams right now is based on reading maps of brain waves during sleep observations and then like the self-reporting of dream experiences. We don't really have a huge grasp on what's actually happening, why we do it, why the few other animals that seem to do it, and other animals don't. I mean, you look at aquatic animals who are able to sleep on one side of their brain at a time and never actually fully go to sleep, like dolphins and shit, especially like aquatic mammals.
Yeah.
Like if a dolphin or a whale were to go to sleep, they drown, So they have to swim back up I think like dolphins, whatever, 15 minutes or whatever it is. I think a big whale can go longer, but, what the fuck is a dream?
Almost.
And is dreaming what's even happening when you're in a coma? I don't know. All I know is this place fucking sucks.
This place
dude.
fucking sucks.
That's been an hour. That's episode 1. A little bit of this.
A little bit of that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Plenty more to come.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Yeah. Tell all your friends. Tell your family.
Put the bell on. Yeah. Tell your clergy members. Tell the people at work.
Yeah.
Get them to check it out, dude. They're going to fucking hate it. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.